exclusively by them. They will show you they will show some a presentation about their work, about all the procedures and all the steps they have to do to reach their target or their aim to produce the kit. The software which is used to design is produced by Siemens company. At this moment we use the NX, it's called NX. It is widely used in the aerospace and automotive industry. You can see what is, besides Eduard kits, what is produced using this software. It's not so easy. Why to explain why we choose this software? Maybe this can be explained by you, proč používáme Siemens.
It's best program.
Yeah, it is best
program for us.
Best, and maybe
It's professional, complete 3D CAD from blueprints to manufacturing.
Yeah, there is a very closely between the CAM and CAD steps of design.
Do you use it also for preparing programs for CNC machines?
Yes.
So directly from this program, yes?
Yes. Everything in this program.
Post-processor for
post-processor, yeah.
For your specific machines, yes?
Again, please.
For your specific machines, you use
for our specific machine.
Ah,
Yeah.
super.
Sorry,
Okay.
but we have seen that your colleagues use Rhinos. So why Rhinos and
Because Rhinos is not so good for our main machine, for our specific machine that are here in this.
Can you export the Rhino file here? So
You can.
can you?
In different file format. You can do an IGES or a step, so they can reuse it, but this is much more higher definition. I think this has 10 digits behind the comma, and the other one has only 3. So.
Okay, let's start.
První na řadě výběr projektu.
Okay, the first step is the decision. What type of aircraft will be the subject of design? This step is done by the specific board of the people. This board is out of design, so it is done by the management of the company.
Vedení nám předá požadavek.
And
What's written there?
do you know who?
Again and better.
Again and better.
And the decision is made by the management of the company. You can see how they look. This man, maybe you know him, is Mr. Schulz. He's CEO and co-founder of the company, and the decision is told to the design team.
Nastudujeme podklady, všechny možný.
Then the design team goes through all the sources and data available. You can see a lot of magazines and books and drawings, and we travel all over the world to touch or to see and to measure the real aircraft that are preserved up to this time.
No. Vybereme si nějaký výkres, kterýho my bychom chtěli
Okay,
ukázat.
and the next step is to choose to pick up
Blueprint.
the best blueprint or drawing of the aircraft, which will be the basis for our work.
A vydáme se do nejbližšího muzea.
Okay, and then we go to the museum, which is the closest to our company. To see the real aircraft.
Celý ho nafotíme a natočíme koláry.
Okay. Then we turn our caps around the head, and then our work starts with camera.
Shooting and taking of photographs of the specific aircraft.
A v neposlední řadě vám změříme laserovým dálkoměrem v kombinaci s digitálním
Yeah,
kuloměrem.
To recognize how the real shape of the aircraft, or the shape of the parts of the aircraft, how it looks like, is the combination of the measuring device. I don't know.
Laser
Laser
matter.
Laser matter.
with digital angle meter.
It's better than 3D scanning. Yeah, it's more exact measuring than using the 3D scanner at this moment, because we are able to work with tens of millimeters using this technology or this procedure.
Naměřené hodnoty, podle naměřených hodnot upravíme výkres.
Okay, and then the next step is to compare what was measured, the data that were taken on the real aircraft.
Of fuselage,
Sorry.
the shapes, the curves of the split of fuselage. How do you measure?
Yeah,
How do
we
you
measure the
How do you
surface.
take the curves?
We measure the surface, and then we do the cross.
Yeah, but the
sections.
curves is different on different
Yes.
area, and it's complicated to from the solid fuselage change the cutting space.
Můžu se překládat. Neměříme neměříme to po povrchu, jak říkáš, měříme jenom určitý části toho letadla a vynášíme je do
No, ale
prostoru.
povrch ne vnitřek, že jo? Ne řezy.
This type
Měříme
of
mezi tím právě.
surface
Měříme
and
mezi
on the curves
tím laserem
you
měříme
can take
mezi.
only from 3D scanning.
No, teď jak to vysvětlím, my měříme mezi. Měříme to tak, že pomocí kuloměru a dálkoměru měříme a vynesem to do toho.
Okay.
Here's the picture. Here's the laser.
Okay, yeah.
Here's the laser with digital angle
Yeah,
and you.
and the space from the, okay.
Okay, and you take some measurement.
But not it's easier to make every 100 or
Yes.
100 millimeters
Yes.
from the same line.
And in the annex you create a spline on the ends of the lines. And you have
The curve.
Yes.
Just a cross section.
Okay, you use the procedure, the best what you can use on that moment and possibility to touch the real airplane.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Then you use on your measurement the best way to take the real shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we do it.
Okay. Standardization. Okay.
Okay. Ty křivky potom natočíme do prostoru.
And all the measurements are given to the 3D space or the environment.
potahujeme plochama.
And then the shape or the surface is created.
Potom si vytvoří skořepina, solid body.
Yeah. And the next step is
Create the
to
solid.
The thickness
the thickness. Yeah.
Thickness,
Of the shell.
Yes. It's like the shell.
of the shell.
Nějaký ty minima, maxima, že máme.
Yeah, and the thickness of the wall depends on the technological minimums that are necessary for production. So data sparking. So you can see how thick the edges we are able to produce. And the trailing edge of the flap over there has to be 0.15 millimeters.
Not on every part. Not on every part.
It's getting very hot then, yeah, when it's so slim.
Again, please.
It's not getting very hot when it's getting so thin, the material, when you mold it.
No, co říkám.
No.
Už
It's okay.
Je to tenký.
Yeah, it is, but
On some parts, you can create this thin edge, but some parts are málo se svažují.
they are not so steep.
Yeah.
Not so steep, and you must create the tlustější, thicker edge. Yeah. If you have the wing, you can use this 0.15 millimeters edge. But if you have I don't know what.
I also say that it depends on the shape of the part you are creating or designing. If it is not so about the steepness, if it is not so steep, you can use this thickness of the trailing edge. If it is steeper, it's not possible to use it. It should be thicker.
Cheating.
Jdeme tam za formovatelnost, nevím, jak to přijde.
To je taky zajímavé, se řekne.
Všechny plochy musí být minimálně kolmo dělící dobu. Dividing plane, dělící dobu. Dividing plane.
Okay, what is important in this stage of talk is to know where the dividing plane will be. Yeah, none part of the plastic should be behind the corner, because you have to put it out of the mold, and nothing can be hidden behind the corner.
Pak přijdou na řadu detaily.
The next steps is to design all details. There is a undercarriage light of measuration BF 109.
Na těch detailech se musí přistupovat k kompromisům.
Yeah, we are not able to produce it, and when you scale it down, this tube, it will be like nothing.
Some compromise.
Yeah,
you know,
it is a
because it's not easy. It's not easy to do.
All the
Details
mapping
of
is
the
an art of illusion.
Yeah.
Jako poslední přichází na řadu nity a nití.
And the last step in design are our panel lines and the rivets.
Který vycházejí z výkresu.
Yeah,
What comes out from the drawings, all the rivets.
Ale konzultujeme to s fotkama kvůli správné pozici a velikosti detailu.
yeah. Not every rivet is on the kit, because it's not possible to make 100,000 holes in the plastic.
So we have to check with the pictures what is visible.
Where is the main lines?
Potom se vytvoří sestava všech dílů.
Okay, the stack is the final assembly of all the parts.
A dělají se na nich analýzy. Analýza konzistence a delitační analýza.
Next year another Messerschmitt 109 and another.
Okay, and how to, it's very hard to
It's
translate.
clearance analysis. You must create a clearances analysis. Every pass must be
Some tolerances.
measure up. Gap. Some gap. It's 0.05 millimeters between every pass.
Why?
Why?
Because of glue.
It's secret knowledge.
Yeah, but it's very important
Secret
thing,
knowledge.
you know, the
Yeah,
0.5.
It's not secret now because we know that it's 0.5.
It's for glue. It's for glue.
Yeah, but it depends what kind of glue people use for.
Yeah,
for
because it is glue.
I agree. There's a lot of new 3D design models. People who try to build this model with normal glue, what they use all life, they cannot assemble this model.
Yeah.
Because when they, do you remember your age nearby? You remember the glue from Czech market from the past, LePM. If you try use to this type of model, LePM, you never ensemble this model. Because
I use it this time. I use it.
Oh.
This time I use the contactor from Rebel.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's almost the same.
yeah, but
and,
much more thicker.
You know.
Practically necessary is Tamiya, this 13 or Linux 7, this extra.
Finally, this one is used. It's like the Tamiya X or the 7S from GSI. Yeah.
Because they
And
give,
you are generally not able to glue the whole kit using this glue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not. It's simply impossible. Yeah, you have to as a minimum you have to use the combination of this one and the old classical
it's
one.
necessary information to other people. For me, it's not necessary. I knew about this, but mainly your client, normal client, not professional model makers. They sometimes buy the model, and they start to build, and they have problem. But the problem is not the model. Problem is their technology to and the philosophy of model making.
Yeah.
Because all type of models, old airfix and all types where they use normal technology with only milling and measuring and all type of hard steel working, then now it's completely changed. You can make all fuselage on 3D. You can split the plate and the line, and you have two separate halves of the element. Okay.
But you also have to
How many
understand
times
the conclusion is if
do
you
you
cannot
need to do a full design like this one?
It's on the on the end of this presentation, Mike. Okay. Okay. Tady to je jasný. Tahle sestava se předává potom pro výrobu návodů.
Okay, and the designer of the instruction sheet uses the export from this software. Again, it is not necessary to draw it again by hand or using a pen, just to export some files from the CAD.
Exportujeme to.
Ale exportujete, jeden.
Dáváme celý.
No, ale když děláš export, on to dělá do Koreu, že jo? On to exportuje do Koreu, no, ale to dělá to on.
A to samý obrazy. Celá sestava pro.
Again, there is a this picture shows the that the design of the plastic parts can be used for the design of the resin parts, because this is a radio equipment for Spitfire, and it was created or designed by Mr. Lebel. You met him a few hours ago, and as a basic for the basic shapes of the resin parts, the design made by Standa was used, or by Láďa. Because it is pretty easy. We are sure that the resin part designed this way fit into the plastic.
Potom si vytvoří dělící roviny, které určují, která část dílu bude do vrchní části formy, která část prostě určí.
Jsi říkal, co dělící roviny?
Dividing plane.
Yeah, dividing planes are created. What is in the one part of the mold, and what is in the second part of the mold.
Core and cavity.
Yeah, then core plate, second plate.
Vytvoří se výkres. Blueprint.
It is a blueprint of each part of the kit has its own blueprint.
A rozpiska dílů.
It is a list of all the parts, and you can see the colored lines. They show what is used for the version of the aircraft. Yeah, for F2 versions, all the green frames. For F4, red. F4 prop, G2, G4, etc.
Okay. Celý se to podává, předává do technologie.
And if this document is finished, is the last to finish, then ends the CAD phase of development and CAM phase.
CAM ne, ten bude později, jo? Tady se rozměstňují dílky podle určitých pravidel, si to zkrátím trošku. Který jsou tady.
And the next step is to put the parts into the frames. There are some rules how to do it, and it's important for the future production. If during this phase, if it is done properly, the molds needs 1 or 2 tests and is working. If it is not done properly in this moment, if there are faults or mistakes, it is very hard to test the mold and to put it into production quality. A very important phase.
Jestli chceš, můžeš říct, že velký díly potřebuje vždycky na které
Oh yeah. My colleague said that for example, big parts has to be on the edge of the mold every time, and small parts inside.
Protože by ty velký vzali tlak těm malým, kdyby byly uprostřed.
No, yeah, it is because of the production. There are some pressures of the liquid part of the liquid plastic inside the mold during the molding, and yeah, it's very important.
Tohle je pání, core,
It's core mold.
Velký díly se vyřezávají a frezují se samostatně.
The big parts are produced separately as inserts.
Má dva důvody.
For two reasons.
Kvůli velikosti dat.
Yeah, because of the size of the files that are necessary for milling.
A kvůli tomu, že můžou být vyměněný na verze.
Yeah. And the second reason is that we are able to change the insert for two different versions. We are able to put, for example, F2 and G6 fuselage into the same plate, in the same mold, and it saves money.
Yes.
Important.
Tohle je tvárnice. Cavity.
Yeah, it's cavity mold.
Ta se hrubuje. To nevím, jak se řekne.
To taky ne.
To zkus hrubovat.
Věděl, co to je, víš?
Ne na čisto. The milling is not clear. We are using the electrode for final details. For produce the final.
The milling is not so precise in this case because to create all the details, all the minor or the fine details on the mold, we use the electrodes and electroabrasive method, as you saw downstairs.
ADM. Tohle je elektroda.
Electrode.
Vypadá stejně jako finální díl.
Yeah. It looks like the plastic part, the final production plastic part.
Akorát má kopyto.
Oh, that's one.
Kopyto se tomu říká, to si to uchytá.
Ten na té desce se to tam chytá.
The thick big part, so you can catch it for it. The
Aby
machine
si
can catch
potom
it.
and use it by ADM.
To viděli, že jo?
Potom se to předává k naprogramování drah nástrojů.
Co to je tohle?
Tohle to je fotka z internetu od Siemence. Ukázka.
Co to ty čáry?
Co jsou ty čáry?
For the machinery. Create or to produce everything, you know.
To je jak chodí nástroj?
To jsou two parts. The color spines are two parts. The blue are two parts. The red přerušovaná. No.
Okay, it's
Straight line.
The red
Divided.
nice odjezd. Nice odjezd.
To my nevíme, to bylo složitý.
Okay.
Nikdo nepřeloží, jo. Ale so you can see in this in the picture you can see how the tool is running
On the surface.
on the surface
yes.
to recreate this type. Yeah. And you have to write a program for the machine to go this way, up down, to the left, to the right. Yeah.
Tady je důležitá, tady je simulace stroje.
Yeah, they just sit on the first what is done. We have to do this. We have to run the simulation of the machinery production to be sure that everything is correct, possible, and it's not too complicated.
And it's cheap if you
faster.
No, it's cheap if you destroy the virtual machine or the real machine. And tady je finální program pro frezu.
Yeah, it is a
Source code for mill machine. Yeah.
Coordinates, yeah.
Tam je taky vtipek, protože se omlouvám celou dobu, to zůstanu Here are the numbers.
It is a typical time scale for the project, for their project. To the letter M means month. Yeah. And the preparation phase with the drawings, 2 months, design 6 to 8 months, dividing planes 1 month, preparation of the molds from 3 to 5 months, depends on how complicated they are.
Manufacturing 4 to 5
Yeah.
months.
So it means the typical project when we are designing the aircraft, completely new aircraft, is from 16 to 21 months.
Při předání na frézu.
Yeah.
A pak je ladění.
Can you then make one 2D and then you will make another version of it?
Just designing.
You have one basic model, you finish it, then you have a different version of this model. You have designed a new wing or some. How long does it take? You have
Řekni, že někdy tohle trvá jakoby víc verzí, ale samozřejmě ty verze se potom vydělávají později. To není čas pro...
This time stories is for the first one kit, first version. And if you are changing something like a wing or a fuselage or something like that, of course it's not so it doesn't take so much time. Yeah. But it's dlouho teďka předělat třeba tu 8 z té 9. Porovnání, když porovnáš práci na 9 a práci na 8. 3 měsíce, jo? Okay, just
změna.
Z 9 na 8.
Jasně, no. For example, one of our next kits will be Spitfire Mark 8. Australian one. Yeah. And the change of the Mark 9 parts to the Mark 8 parts, it means few changes on the fuselage, few changes on the wings, and to add new ailerons, new undercarriage legs. It takes 3 months.
Martin, do they parallel work on the brass part and on the edge part as well? Do they parallel on the decals and all this stuff? Or is it done afterwards?
It takes quite a long time. It takes a month. Yeah, in the final stage of this project, yeah, they parallelly they work on all the accessories. But each accessory is a separate project and starts later on.
Okay.
Yeah, because it requires a small amount of hours.
Okay.
So,
No tak teď bych jako představil několik nových modelů, který vyjdou příští rok.
okay, so now we would like to introduce you a few new kits that are planned to be released next year, in 2015.
První na řadě je Spitfire měřítko 1:48.
To nebude, první je Avie, že jo, ale...
Ne, první, který představuje Láďa.
Aha, jo.
První
Okay, the first one, or in fact the second one, the first one designed by Láďa Jonáš is Spitfire Mark 8. What? No.
Co jsou ty šedý díly, tak ty jsou použitý z verze 9 a ty modlí, ty jsou nový, překonstruovaný.
The parts that are colored with the gray color are taken from Mark 9 kit, and what is blue is new. It's new, completely new design, or not completely, but new part.
Další křídelka než na 9.
Yeah, the ailerons with the shorter wingspan.
Což byly polová světla na křídlech.
New position lights on the wings
A jiné drobné.
and other small differences. The tail wheel is can be retracted. This is the difference between the Mark 9, Mark 8.
No, další verze je čtvrtkový Spitfire 16.
The next one, Mark 16 with bubble canopy.
Nižší trup a zase platí, že šedý díly jsou z 9, modrý jsou 0.
Yeah. Again, the same meaning like in the previous picture. The grey ones are the old ones taken from Mark 9, and the blue ones are the new.
Jsou zde větší kola s 3paprskovým mrávkem.
Yeah, new wheels with 3-spoke disc.
Jsou větší, proto musí být z vrchu křídla.
New bulges on the wings because of the bigger wheels.
Kokpit je stejně jako z 9 až na předpážku zase dole.
The cockpit is the same like in the Mark 9 kit, except of the
rear
wall behind the seat.
Rear one.
No, tak to jsou asi Spitfire ve čtvrtce a další projekt je Focke-Wulf 190 1:72.
Okay, everything in the quarter scale, and the next projects are 1:72 scale. Focke-Wulfs.
Tu naše zmenšená čtvrtka.
It's our scale down 148 Focke-Wulf to 1/72 scale.
Které díly byly upraveny, protože nebyly přesné.
Some parts has to be improved.
Or corrected. There are some small mistakes on the original quarter scale kit, so we decided to do some small modifications to be more accurate.
Konkrétně překryt kabiny.
Yeah, the shape of the canopy.
A nádržka na chvílku tady byla tlustá, moc na povrchu.
Yeah, and the thickness of the trailing edge of the fin.
Je zjednodušený motor oproti čtvrtkovému modelu.
Yeah, in comparison with the quarter scale kit,
Simplified.
before, yeah.
How about the cannon base on the wing? Za pozornost ještě stojí na kanóne.
But it will be supplied as Bressy, no?
Which one?
Engine.
Engine, probably yes. Probably yes. Engine, gun base, cockpit, of course, fuselage guns.
And for example, for all the parts that, for example, the cockpit and all the instruments, you cannot go and measure them, right?
No.
So then how do you reproduce them, or how do you?
From pictures and from some blueprints
And that will be exactly like a...
we trust.
Yeah, so it's like a interpretation of what you find. Okay.
Yeah, and you have also the limited space in the cockpit because of the thickness of the walls or the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to create the dashboard, for example, smaller than it should be in a 1:72 scale, because it is the only way how to put it into the cockpit.
Right. So then you allow yourselves there some degree of interpretation, liberty to fit the design. Okay.
Za pozornost stojí ještě šachty, protože jiný výrobce prostě takové šachty na Focke-Wulfu v tomhle měřítku neudělal.
So please know the wheel wells, because they are very detailed.
Wills.
Tohle je verze, tohle verze A8 a to je vlastně základ pro další verze.
Yeah, this is A8 version of Focke-Wulf. So it is the basic kit, and other versions will be produced using this basic kit.
Vychází verze A5.
It's A5.
Zase šedý díly jsou z verze A8, modrý díly jsou nový.
Are common for A4, A5 versions, and the blue ones are the new, are specific for this version.
Hlavní rozdíly každý zná, to je zavírání šachet.
No.
Takže jdeme do další verze. Další verze je noční A8N.
Night Fighter. Very popular one. In reality, built in few pieces only.
Momenty jsou zjednodušení, nejsou zde řešení. Je to jenom takovýhle přípravek, který se vrší do vrchního krytí.
Yeah. You can see that there are no guns made of plastic, but we plan to design them as a Brazilian set. So separately.
Jo, to jsem chtěl říct, že model je připravený pro
Yeah, every new kit we design is designed in tight cooperation with the designers from other departments.
Yeah.
We designers from Brazil, for designers from PE parts, because it is a complex project, and when released, it is sold as a basic kit with other accessories, and everything fits to the basic kit.
Yeah. Další verze je A8N2.
Sturmbok, no, it's a heavy attack plane to attack the US bombers.
Pancéřový plát bude součástí trupu, bude to nový díl.
The armor plate will be part, is attached, is a part of the fuselage. It's not glued separately as in the quarter scale kit. It's glued separately as a PE part. In 72 scale will be a plastic part of the fuselage.
Nový vrchní kryt se zapětovanými výstřelnými kanály.
Upper cowling.
A další verze, poslední verze.
And the last version
is
to be released. Is F.
Otázka výzbroje a záměrství bude velká nabídka.
The bombs and the rockets will be. There is this picture shows only few of them, but in the kit there will be full range of the bombs, cluster bombs, and all the German rockets. With racks, everything.
So when are these models coming out?
Sorry?
So when are these models coming out?
When? The video one. It's my papers.
Za Eduardní měsíc.
The very first one is count for October.
Oh.
For October, and at this moment we plan to release Royal Class Edition as a first kit of this one, and
second scale?
in 72 scale.
So it will be in October.
Yeah, in October, and A4 A5, 8A, and 8R2 versions will be included in the real class. So this one will be available, I guess, in January 2016.
And what about the Spitfires?
Spitfires. Mark 8 is scheduled for March. Will be in March, and the first release will be the limited edition focused on the of Mark 8 in the Australian service. Because we guess that this version is famous for the thanks to the Australian Air Force, and the release will be a limited edition with the book, which will be written by one of the Australian historians, by Mr. Peter Malone. Is one of the famous. I think he is the most known author on Australian Spitfires.
Jo, poslední věc, co bych ukázal, je ještě nedokončený projekt Spitfire 1:70.
And in the process of design is 1:72 scale Spitfire. It's just in the design phase. All the Spitfires we have in the quarter scale will be scaled down to 72. This project is running at this moment, and Láďa Jináš is the designer. Máte AVI?
Jo, už jdu na to.
No, standard představí další modul.
Sorry, I have a question about the panel lines. Is it designed as a part of the shape, or just another?
No, it isn't. It
just
is
the lines, yes.
It is designed as a line for the tool.
Yes. Just the line.
Yeah, just the line.
Okay. Thank you. And rivets the same. Yes, just the point.
Yeah. Okay, it is a Czech national treasure. This aircraft. It's 3-4. It is Czechoslovak pre-World War II aircraft. Czechoslovak army was ready to face Luftwaffe in 1939 using this airplane, and we released it in a quarter scale many years ago, and now we are ready to release this kit in 72 scale. It is scheduled for February, and yeah, will be released as a Royal class again. 4 versions could be built from this box, from this release, from the Royal class. Yeah, there is another version with the closed cockpit. Yeah, it was widely used by not only by the Czechoslovak army, but the Slovak army, by the Bulgarians, and by Luftwaffe as well. Yeah. Yeah, it is external tank, a fuel tank. It was used by the Luftwaffe for target TAC airplanes.
This is still not a dvě fotky.
Only 2 photos exist of this tank, so.
Dodělali jsme novou kabinu zadní, já nevím, jestli ji znají.
Asi moc ne, takový detail.
No, která se pak bude
We
dělat na
have 2
pekač.
types of the closed canopy.
Tohle je připravena na pekač.
Jo.
No, to je další verze 34, to vůbec nevím. Raná verze.
Another version, this version was flown by Luftwaffe. It is former version with open cockpit, but modified by Luftwaffe during the late 30s, and widely used by Luftwaffe in fighter pilot schools.
původní verze.
And the last version is
Race
yeah, it's a racer without guns. It was flown by famous Czechoslovak pilots during the international race in Switzerland in 1937, I think. What is new in this kit is there are no bulges, no guns on the fuselage, and two venturi tubes were added. Okay, and the last project,
48.
72 scale, two-seater of MiG-15s. 15, yeah.
Yeah, but when it's scaled up,
We do not plan to do it.
No. And when this one will be out?
but
When this one will be available?
48.
This one in July, June.
Never say never.
It's also Royal Class, right? Royal Class also.
Yeah, we decided to put it on the market as a first kit in the Royal Class edition. Royal Class first with all the versions, with a huge decal sheet, with some resin accessories, sometimes with the book which is related to the development or the combat deployment of the aircraft, and then it will follow by the weekend editions, and trophy packs in 72 scale will follow as the last step. Okay, and maybe we have 5 minutes or 6 minutes. And it is the most discussed project in our history, especially despite of the wrong dimensions, wingspan of the kit that was released this spring, during the spring in April, I think it was released. Tak. Co nám si snad ukázat?
To teď už je zmenšený to letadlo a sedí to s brinzonovýma výkresy.
Okay. We completely reworked this kit. We are pretty sure that the dimensions are correct now. We traveled many times all over the world to see the real machines again, and then to do some additional measurements, and now it almost perfectly fits the drawings done by Radu Brinzan, RB Productions. They are considered to be the best all over the world, but despite all this we found out that there are some it's not so correct in all the aspects and in every single detail. So we did some small additions to this drawings.
And when it will be out?
This one? At this moment it's scheduled for July of the next year. Maybe it will be postponed 1 month.
Chci si mluvit o těch nohách, které jsou sekaný. To už si to říkal, já si to právě vůbec nevnímám. Tady právě to.
Okay, you can see some videos or movies taken during our research. So you can see very, you can see the shape of the nose here. It's not streamlined, but
It's not tangent.
it is like this. The video was taken in Banking and in Germany, in the facility where the Eurofighters are assembled at this moment. They have three Messerschmitts. And we spent a lot of hours with this aircraft. Again, it is a lower covering of the engine. It is a propeller, as you can see how it looks. It's not the shape of the aircraft is not smooth. So there is there is a laser line. So you can see the angle between this one and this one. The same situation you can see on the fuselage just behind the cockpit. Yeah, behind the trailing edge of the wing. So you can see that this one and this one. Yeah. And the shape of the fuselage. Look at this angle, this one, and this one. So it is not streamlined, but made of straight lines, one by one, like sections.
So what was the problem with the previous model?
The problem was that in fact this is a very old project, because we started with E versions many years ago, and at that time people thought that the correct length of the aircraft is bigger than is in reality. Right. And the opinion of the experts has changed during the time, and unfortunately we didn't change our design. This is the reason. And this is for the length of the fuselage and the wingspan. We have to add a few percent of the real dimension, because the plastic when you put it from the boat, the real plastic, shrinking. It's shrinking. Yeah, it's smaller. Yeah, and we added twice this percentage. This is the reason why it is so big. And it was designed for the old technology using the copper molds, and then we switched to the duraluminum ones. So this is the reason why the differences were present on the kit. Some parts, some budgets were widely discussed, like a small budge on the wing root.
Yeah.
So this one is on G4 aircraft in Banking, Germany. Yeah, and you can see again you can see the shape of the sections of the fuselage just behind the trailing edge of the wing. Again, not the streamline, but okay.
Jestli si vyprávěl o tom problému, tak jako řekl jsem, že jste to zničili jenom tam zase. Já jsem jim to zplatil, no, uvádí například někdo a tady je nový překlad. Já mám plně ty ávěry, víš, tak
Okay, we present
for you.
Okay, any the 15 minutes breaks.
No present.
Just few remarks regarding organization. 15 minutes break starts now. At this moment, the next lesson will start just on half past 4.
Here.
So it's time to go to toilet, to have rest, etc. And what is important, in the door you will be given with the brand new kit. It is the Avia, the small one. This is 1:72 scale.
Test shots.
Yeah, test shots.
Test shots.
Probably will be changed for the production. So it's a kind of rare stuff for you as a visitors of our open days. Just to test it.
Don't say it to Mr. Schultz.